Hi, welcome back to Maths Masters. This is addition session 11, and in this session we're going to look at adding two-digit numbers to make 100. And we're also going to be looking at adding any two-digit numbers together as well. So we're going to start off looking at number bonds that make 100, and we're going to use the bead string to explain this, the 100 square and a number line. So if we want to make a start making the addition sentence, 65 add something makes 100. So we can use a bead string. Now bead strings, these have 100 beads, and they are separated into groups of 10. So each of the different colours represents a different group of 10. So we can make 65, we can partition 65 into 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we've got 6 tens and we've got 5 ones. So we'll get 5 ones and 6 tens will make 65. Then we can think, what do we need to add to 65 to make 100? So 65, if we add 5 more on, that gets us to 70. And then 3 more tens, which makes 35. So we know that 65 and 35 will make 100. We can also find the answer to this by using 100 square. So on the 100 square, we can go to 65. So we know 65 is made up of 60 and 5. So we can, on the 100 square, get 6 tens, takes us to 60, and then 5 more takes us to 65. What do we need to add on to get to 100? Well, we've got 5 here that's going to get us to the next multiple of 10, which is 70. So we can add on 5, and then we can add on 3 tens, which makes 35. We can also see this using a number line. So if we have 65, we can add on 5 to get to the next multiple of 10, which is 70. And then we can use our number bond knowledge to think, what do we add to 70 to get to 100? What do we add to 7 to get to 10? That's 3. So we make that 10 times bigger because we're looking what goes from 70 to 100. So that's 30. So we can add on 30. At first, you might just need to do little jumps, 70 to 80 to 90 and to 100. But we can see we've got 35 there as well. So those are 3 different ways of adding numbers together to make numbers that make 100. What I want you to do is pause it and have a go yourself. Answer questions 1, 2 and 3 using a bead string, a number line or the 100 square. The 100 square, if you haven't got it, can be downloaded in the description section of place value number bonds section. So it's the addition number bonds to 100 in there. And have a look at number 4. What has gone wrong there? What has happened in that calculation? What mistake has been made? Have a think about that one. Pause it, off you go, and then have a look back. Okay, so hopefully you've had a go at those. So we've got 18. You could have done 18 on a number line. 18 is partitioned into 10 and 8. So if it helps you, if you want to put 10s and 1s on there, we've got 1 10 and 8 1s. It takes us to 18. So we can see we need 2 more here to get to 20, and then we've got 8 10s here. So it would be 82. Another one, 55 add 100. We can do that one on the number line. So if we start off with 55, we can count on to the next multiple of 10, which is 60. So I've added on 5, and then I can know that 6 and 10 makes 100. So 6 and 4 makes 10. So 60 and 40 will make 100. So I can add on 40 like that. So it makes 45. Another thing you could do, if you're not 100% secure on your number bonds yet, is get to 60 and then count on in groups of 10, 70, 80, 90 and 100. And then count what you've added on. I've added on 10, 20, 30, 40, 5. The other thing you could do when using the number line is start at 55 and add on to get to a number, adding on tens without going over the 100 barrier. So I know that I can add on 55 to 65, 75, 85, 95. So if I add on 40, that will take me to 95 on the number line. And then I know that I just add on 5 more to get to 100. Okay. Question 3 is 63. I'm going to use the bead string for this one. We've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 3 there. So at the other side we have got 10, 20, 30 and 7. So 63 and 37 will make 100. Okay, so what's happened with question 4? 65 and 45, well we know that's incorrect because we worked this one out earlier. So what has happened here? What mistake has been made? And this is a common mistake that can be made. 65 and 45, you can often think, okay, I know my number bonds, so when this appeared like this, somebody's thought, okay, 60, what goes with 60 to make 100? So what goes with 6 to make 10? Well, 6 and 4 make 10. So that means it's going to be 60 and 40 to make 100, and then I need to put a 5 on there to make it up to the next multiple of 10. And you can think, okay, so I've got 4 10s and then a 5 to go with that, and it makes 100. That actually makes 110. So what you've got to be careful with this, and this happens quite a lot, is to think, partition them into 60 and 5, so into 10s and 1s. What goes with, when you partition it, just be careful if you put 40 on there and you're already at 100 and then you've got 105. So if you do the partitioning, think to yourself, okay, you don't want to go over, you need to get to 95, so you want to add 30 to that, and that takes you to 95, then add on 5. The other way to think of it is to think you've got 65 and go along to get to the next multiple of 10. So use your number bonds here and think that I need to add on 5 here to make that into 10. So that becomes 70. So 65 add 5 becomes 70, and then you need to add on 30, which gives you 100. So make it up to the next multiple of 10 first by thinking of your number bonds to get to the next multiple of 10, and then count on in your 10s that way. Okay, so in today's description there will be an activity sheet for you to complete, so you can have a go at the number bonds to 100 on the activity sheet, and then we're going to move on to finding numbers, 2-digit numbers that add together to make any number. Okay, so have a go at the activities and come back once you've had a go at those, and we will go through adding 2-digit numbers together.